Have you ever wondered that some achievers actually explain away the rival's success by saying that, oh, they are lucky, they have got better opportunities than I might have got actually, and so and so. Actually, by saying this, they are underrating the role of diligence there, because they think that the rival party who are successful are always in a better position because they might be monetarily very stable or rich or getting better opportunities. But even the person who is born with a limousine key are not always successful. Only those who are actually tapping in the opportunities with diligence are the greatest achievers. A similar example is very nicely enunciated in Mahabharata, where Arjuna and Karna rivalry is very much visible through diligence. Let us ponder upon this example a bit more. My name is Amit and I am a human behavior analyst and a leadership coach. Some people attribute Arjuna's superiority over Karna by saying that Arjuna had got better opportunities and Karna not, because he was deemed as a charioteer's son. But if you see, this statement is actually a little oversimplification, if not distortion. Because Karna in fact got better opportunities when he was befriended by Duryodhan, and he in fact got all the palatial facilities when he received that kingdom. More or less all of them, the Kauravas, the 100 sons, got the opportunity to get trained under Dronacharya. At the same time, when Karna got trained under the greatest of all warriors, that is Parshurama. And when these 100 sons along with the Pandavas got opportunities to train under Dronacharya, everyone got the equal opportunity of training. But what did Arjuna do in that training? Is that when the archery training was given, Arjuna actually got trained in the morning, everyone in the classroom as everyone gets trained. But after the classroom sessions got over, Arjuna actually did the personal abhyasa or the sadhana of his study, which was being taught by his teacher at night. And in fact, he conquered his sleep, by which he was actually called as Gudakesha. And that was the reason he excelled in that art. He excelled in the art of archery. So what makes an individual a great leader is this quality called diligence. Whatever challenging situations might come, a leader is one who actually diligently taps in the opportunity. Significantly, Arjuna didn't lament when he was exiled along with his brothers when they lost the gambling match. In fact, he pulled out an opportunity out of that situation as well by doing austerities and appeasing gods, but thereby increasing his arsenal of weapons, that to divine weapons which he got from the gods, and he appeased the gods for deriving those divine weapons. Thereby, he used the opportunities, though the providence was very hard on him. So Arjuna was diligent enough to tap the opportunities at that situations wherein his providence was actually not favoring him. Then in that situations which are often sometimes uncertain and negative and challenging, rather than getting frustrated and completely busted off, he taps in the opportunities which he has got. And this is how he becomes successful and makes others also successful around him. I have jotted out 3 aspects of diligence which we are going to discuss today. Let us ponder upon them one by one. The first one is joyous courage and fortitude against discouragement. So it's very obvious that whenever there are failures or challenging or uncertain situations that are actually hindering the progress of a team or a department or a project, whatever it is, the leader are concerned. Oftentimes there is kind of discouragement that comes, a wave of discouragement, which even discourages the whole team members of actually putting in their endeavors as well. But at such times, the leader who is actually leading the show, he has to be joyous, courageous, and have the fortitude to face the danger, face the failure, stand out and face the failure with fortitude, because that will help. And also at such times, take guidance of the expert who have already gone through such failures and experts who may guide during such challenges, and stand out with tolerating such failures will actually prove oneself to be really very successful. The second aspect of diligence is accumulating merits through practice without delay or procrastination. See, oftentimes when such thing happens, we give a halt to our practices also, which we are actually doing. And those are good practices, which are actually will benefit the team in the long run. So the practices should not stop, the regular practices. In fact, those practices which are going to help the team to grow, the departmental goals to actually flourish should go ahead and go on. And in fact, there should be new set of practices that should be introduced in order to avoid future similar failures in the future. Is it not? Just like Arjuna, he never in the overnight became a good archery expert. He practiced day and night. The day he used to learn, and the whole night he used to actually practice without even sleeping a minute. Similarly, there has to be that accumulating of merits means what? Is actually accumulating of our own talents and skill sets which are actually required to make that particular purpose or the goal for which we are working for to be successful. And for that, whatever needs to be done has to be done, in the terms of practices for whichever been allotted. And that will actually help one to make or become successful. And there should be no delay or procrastination in that. Because that delay in doing that or procrastination in doing that will actually lead to further more bigger failure. So this is what the second aspect also is the most important aspect in terms of diligently acting on actually the practices. The third and one of the very important aspect of diligence is insatiable and unremitting energy to work for the sake of others. See, a leader should be selfless, of course, one of the quality of the leader. And he just not works for his own personal growth, but he has to work for the whole team's growth, for the whole departmental's growth, and in turn the organization's growth. Is it not? And for that sake, he has to have personally a good set of energy with him. He should have a good lifestyle, the dietary changes, whatever he wants to do, and then he should have a balanced approach in his life, a composed mindset, a controlled mindset, which will actually procure him with a good energy levels. And with that energy levels, he can actually go back in the battle of challenges, wherein he can face those with a newer energy, and which will also energize and blossom the creativity of everyone in the team as well, for the success to actually come. So these are the three aspects of diligent, wherein diligent actions which will lead to assured success, not just depending only on the providential things, because they may not always be there for everyone, but diligent action is available to each and every one of us for tapping the opportunities whichever are there in any situation and diligently acting on them. I thank you very much. Signing off, Amit. Cheers. God bless.